Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. Today I finally have some time to sit down and play with Charlotte Tilbury's new Instant Eye Palette, Smoky Eyes Are Forever. This is my first Instant Eye Palette, and there's just something about these shades that really caught my eye. I picked this up during Sephora's VIB event, and so if I had to put my finger on it, I would say these 6 shades, and appropriately they're right kind of in the middle of the palette, really caught my attention. You guys know I love khaki olive type greens, and these 3 are perfect the way that they're put together. The warmer shades, kind of with these red earthy undertones, really eye-catching to me too. For those who are not aware, I mean, this is new to me too, but these palettes, the Instant Eye palettes, you're meant to be able to easily create 4 distinct different looks with them. And the placement of these shadows are grouped into 3, or grouped into 4. 3 shadows grouped into 4, so you can easily pick this set here, create a look, this set here, create a look, and etc. What I'll do today is swatch all of the shadows for you, and I'm going to create 4 looks. I'll make an attempt, but I do think this one here is way too light for my skin tone, but I'll do it anyways. It's very quick with the way that these are laid out. And in addition to that, to help with creating these 4 looks, each of the shadows, so this piece of plastic comes as an overlay. It tells you 1, 2, 3 for each of the 4 groups, and it tells you how to use each of the shadows. So this right here, this matte beigey shade, is a prime shade you put all over your lids, and then you can enhance your look with shade number 2, and shade 3, you're going to use it to smoke out your look. Same thing with the other ones here, although there is a little bit of variance. So for example, you would think that, well, this is such a sparkly shade, maybe it's enhanced, but in this grouping, this is the prime shade, this is enhanced, and the matte shade is the smoky shade you would use to smoke out your look. So there is something, you know, pretty interesting and not too predictable in this format. And the creation of these shades I also really like because they're quite different from each other. You've got some cool shades, and then you've got some really warm shades. Also, I do love these 2, the inclusion of these 2, the quintessential classic matte and deep brown shades to really add smokiness to any of these looks. So you can certainly mix and match as well if you wanted to. Well, let me go ahead and swatch each of the shades. From group number 1, we have first the prime shade, this really light beigey matte. I actually have that on my eyes right now. And then we have the enhanced shade, which is a metallic. And then the smoky shade, which is also metallic but has more glitter to its finish. The next set are the gorgeous greens. We have the prime shade, enhance, and smoke. Now I did go in with quite a bit of pressure. I think these swatch pretty nicely, but there's a lot of fallout. I'm sure you guys saw that. Then we have the next set here, the warmest 3 shades in the palette. We have the prime shade, which is a glittery metallic, and then enhance. And this swatched beautifully, feels great too. And then the smoke shade. Very smooth, these 3 shades, compared to what it swatched above. And for the last group, we have the prime shade, followed by enhance, and then smoke. The black looks a bit patchy, swatched, and it's not quite smooth, unlike this shade here. Let me go back in once more. I do think it's buildable, and it would be just fine when you use a brush to blend everything and add to it. Okay, it's a little bit patchy, but I'll go into the shade anyway, and we can really put it to the test then. For the first look, I'm going to start with the lightest set of shades, starting with these three. Since I already have prime on my eyes, I'm just going to go right into Smoke. And I'm putting Smoke on the outer corner and building it upwards into the crease. And taking Enhance, I'm adding that from the inner corner all the way through to the middle of the lid. I'm going to blend upwards. Going back in with my Smoke shade, I didn't actually add more. I'm just going to further blend it into the crease. This is the first look with the lightest shades, and to my surprise, they actually showed up on my skin. I have light to medium skin tone with neutral undertones, so I thought this is more of a, like both shades between Enhance and Smoke, I thought both of them would be more like Enhance type of shades on me. But again, to my surprise, you can kind of see the difference between the two, and it is a look that I see myself wearing out. I think this is quite nice. Because I'm going in to take off this look afterwards, I'm not going to add eyeliner or mascara until we get to the last look. Going into the second set of shades here, I'm going to apply the shade Prime all over the lid. Taking Smoke, adding that to the outer corner. And moving this upwards, taking Enhance, I'm adding that from the inner corner outwards to the middle of the lid. I'm going back in for a second application. Going in again to the Smoke shade to add that or build it, diffuse it into the crease. This is the second look, and I do love the green shades. They're so easy to work with, they're beautiful, and if you want Enhance this here to look or have even a bit more pop, I'm gonna go back in to show you with placing some more using my finger. Even though I have the shade here that started here where I blended towards the middle, now we can see a little bit more variance, a little bit more texture. And I'm not disliking this shade, even though I have these beautiful greens, which I think I prefer. In fact, it shows these shades as like warm in comparison, or at least on my skin tone, it pulls warmer. So let me remove these two looks and then we'll come back for the other two. I'm gonna go back into this light beigey shade here to prime my eyes. I just like how, like any natural pigment that I have, it helps even it out. So I can place another shade without being concerned that maybe, you know, it's not gonna look even. It's funny how each set of these looks have their own prime shade, but ultimately this is my this is my true prime shade before I get into the other ones. So now taking Confident Eyes, and my bad, I did not, when I created a look using these two, I did not actually talk about their theme, their name. So the light shades here are Love Eyes, and then we have Power Eyes, followed by Confident Eyes, and the last one is Happy Eyes. Well, let me know what you think of Love Eyes and Power Eyes. Did you really think this was love? It was nice and soft and glittery. I guess it could be love. And Power Eyes was definitely more dramatic than Love Eyes. I'm placing the prime shade all over the lid. Going back in for a second application. I'm going to add Enhance first this time. Really starting from the inner corner, sweeping this on the upper lash line, just about right here. And then I'm going to go in and diffuse and add more. Move towards the middle of the lid. Going back in to add more pigment from the same shade. And then taking Smoke We're going to add that to the outer corner like we've done with the other sets. Then I'm going to diffuse this out. And this shade, that matte brown, is very soft. It's pigmented, but it goes on really soft and it's easy to manipulate, to blend and diffuse. So that's why I feel okay about adding it, I guess, on the crease and to just blend in with the matte black to diffuse and blend. So I would stop here. If we're doing anything under the eyes, I would add either of these shades, just depending on how smoky I want it to look. Maybe I would use the black as a tight line and then the brown to smoke it out a bit. But I do think, you know, earlier I was saying, hey, these swatched a bit patchy, especially the black here. I do think this is on purpose, like it's intentional, because it makes the shades easier to work with. They're pigmented, but they're not going to be, it's hard to make a mistake. It's harder to make a mistake and they're easier to work with. So following that logic and with, you know, what we're used to from Charlotte Tilbury, I think it makes sense. And so I have this like easy smoky look that is not, when I look at my vanity mirror, it's really not too intense. I could wear it during the daytime. Now, if I wanted to amp it up, I can certainly go back in, add more of the matte black, or add more of enhance to especially the upper lash line here, deepen things a bit more. But I'm happy with the way it looks for this demonstration. And I'm also curious if I wanted to pop just a little bit of shimmer in the center here, how would this shade look from Love Eyes, the enhanced shade? So I'm gonna go in with a pinky. I'm just going to add some of that right here. So with a little bit of shimmer, and I would probably add back some more black, so it still looks like a smoky look. But you've got a pop of glitter, pop of color. And so this is pretty versatile. You can mix and match however you like. I really saw mixing these shades with something from here, and mainly as a kind of pop of color on the center of the lid, if you wanted to. So because I'm going to film another video after this, I'm using these shades here for a complete look on both eyes. That means I'm gonna go remove this and I'll come back for Happy Eyes. I'm ready to go into Happy Eyes. We'll start with the prime shade and put that all over the lids. Going into Enhance, matting that from the upper lash line, building it upwards to the middle of the lid. Then we're taking Smoke and adding that to the outer corners. Then I'm going to blend that into the crease. And with the product that's already on this brush, I'm going to bring that onto the lower lash line. The red matte shade, that is Smoke, I feel like it's not blending as nicely as it's swatched. It does diffuse, but you can over diffuse it where it starts leaving a little bit of a gap in the color. And so I am going to go in with a Q-tip to even it out, because right now it just looks like you've got good shade concentration here, but as I was blending it out, you can see it just looks uneven. Okay, so I've gone in to fix it. It looks a bit better. I'm going to add some eyeliner and mascara, then we'll come back for the rest of the look. For blush, I'm taking Victoria Beckham's Cream Blush Stick. This is in the shade Roller Skate. For lips, I'm taking first Lisa Eldridge's Lip Pencil. Then going in with her velvet lipstick in the shade Petal. This is the finished look, and I do like how everything turned out, and I do like happy eyes, but the matte red shade here, while it swatched very beautifully, it was kind of messy to blend, or it diffused and blended fine, but if you continue to blend, I started seeing some gaps where I was trying to move the shade, so you can overdo it with this formulation, and I was a little bit surprised. So aside from that, I think this fits with Charlotte Tilbury's aesthetics. Her looks are, you know, nice, soft glam. These shadows are easy to work with, and that was exactly my experience working with this palette and creating all the different looks. To my surprise, Love Eyes, I actually really like it. It pulls warm on my skin, and I think that's just fine. This is something I could wear out, just these three shades by itself. So very pleasantly surprised there. And then Power Eyes was exactly to my expectation. You know, these green khaki type shades. The combo is excellent here. When I do my video for khaki shades or olive green shades, I'll be sure to add this into that video. And then as for these two matte shades here, they are a lot softer than they look in the pan. So I think this is very Charlotte Tilbury thing. So they're great to work with, they're easy to work with, and I like that, especially with this matte brown, you can build up upon it, and I just didn't have any issues with it, like the red here, sort of blending it away. I want to test this another time just to, you know, maybe pack more shadow on before I blend and see how that works, but these kind of soft metallic shades here with the enhance, these are wonderful to work with. They're easy to blend and they're very pigmented, but you can't really go wrong with them. So, you know, true to its name, they really do enhance your look, and again, they're very easy to work with. So overall, while this won't be my favorite fall palette of the season, I do like how these shades were curated and put together. I think it gives you something different, and when you think of smoky looks, I don't immediately think of, you know, these reds here, but they included that anyway, so I like the diversity of the palette. And my favorite type of shades are going to be those buttery metallics. Let me know below what you think of this palette and each of the looks that I created. Which is your favorite set of shades? All the shadows here are made in Italy with a shelf life of 18 months. If you're looking for specific eyeshadow comparisons against other brands I have in my collection, let me know. I'm happy to post them on Instagram or the community tab. So talk to you guys again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.